Hi guys, it's Faye and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm doing something a bit different. I'm going to show you the way that I would set up for a Scrivener on a new project that I have decided to start. So you go to fiction, novel and create. Then all I'm doing here is making a new folder for the project. As you can see, there's quite a lot there. And creating that folder and the document. So then it will open up with a little template, but I've used it quite a few times now, so I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I kind of know how I like to set it up. So I'm going to start by creating the 3-act folders. It's just something that I like to do. I personally like using the 3-act structure because it kind of just makes the most sense for me. Obviously that's personal preference, so it's not set in stone. I'll tend to use about 10 chapters per act as a basis. So there I've just changed that from scene to the first chapter. So you can see that there's also a characters and places folder already. Because I'm doing a sci-fi project in kind of a new world, I then like to add in a history and also a glossary, which obviously I cannot spell. So I like to do that to obviously just keep track of everything. Personally, I like to write everything down. I've also put in an items folder. I personally am an image person, so I like to keep images of items that I think would fit in because I find it easier to describe them. So what I'm doing now is just going through and changing the icons. I've given the acts different colours. I just like doing that. It's not really necessary. Here I am putting a blackboard for the history. It just seemed to make sense. Again, this is all personal preference. For the items, I'm just trying to pick another icon. I just like to do this to kind of separate everything out and make it easier to just, I don't know, I'm just a bit OCD, so I like doing this. Again, if you're a pantser, you probably won't like doing this, and that's absolutely fine. As you can see here, there is also a research section already put in, which is very helpful to keep all your researching, obviously. Now, I actually didn't know that this was a thing when you added text into the characters folder, because I don't know if it's come in the new update, but it actually gives you a character profile already set up in Scrivener. I've never used this, so I actually think I'll give this a go, because I will normally do something like this for my characters, but I would set it up myself. As you can see, I'm a bit confused because I can't add text in that isn't this character sketch. Like I said, I'm not an expert. It's just I know how to set it up, how I like it. So I'm trying to work that out. But what I'll normally do in my characters folder is, again, I will try and find some images that best represent the characters, because I am a more visual person. It just makes it easier for me to describe appearances and know how they look. So again, I'm just messing about. Then I'm adding a new text, which again, this is an update. It's not a sheet I've ever seen in the places folder. It's basically there to help you set the scene, which is pretty helpful. In my history folder, I will generally put in a timeline. This is something that I will probably make in PowerPoint because I'm not very tech savvy. I'll do the timeline from when I would justify the beginning to when the story starts, just so I've got the background. Then what we'll do here is obviously we'll put in the chapters and when we start writing, you can track your progress here in the project button. So you can set a word count target for the whole manuscript. I go for roughly 80,000 words, and then per session, so that's each time you open up the project to write, that's what you're trying to aim for with word count. Now they will turn different colours based on how well you've done. So here you've also got your statistics. This tells you overall kind of how many words you've got, characters, etc. It's just nice to be able to see everything really and keep track of things if you're like me and like to track everything. Other than that, this is all set up. In future videos I will be showing you the planning of this story and go into the writing of it. But until then guys, see you next time.